Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to have this as a reference article down in the description down below if you guys want to check it out. But Apex Legends Season 12 buffs crypto, and there's some changes to Caustic, which is there's a nerf. We're going to talk about the hop-ups. We're going to go over this article high level, but it's definitely news. And the minute that I hear about any more, I'll be sure to put out a video on it, and I'll be sure to put out a video doing comparisons before and after, talking about all of these changes. The biggest one that was highlighted here was crypto, giving him the ability to throw it out his crypto drone in front of him. Meaning it kind of adds, the problem with crypto is that he was always very hunkered down. It was either choosing between the drone or really just fighting. This way you can throw out the drone in front of you. It'll fly a certain direction. When tossed, hack will fly in the direction thrown, ultimately stopping after a set distance. So after a set distance, it stops. Very much, think of it like a bloodhound scan, because that's what they're referencing here in the article, but one that can be destroyed, but at least it puts the opponent in a decision whether they want to be permanently scanned, because you don't shoot the drone, then you're permanently scanned, or not. Now the other thing that was definitely going to upset a lot of Caustic players, but Caustic was highlighted as still being extremely viable and strong. I still agree with the sentiment. I think Caustic is why I listed him so high up into the tier list, and why he's using competitive is it's a lot of visual clutter, it blocks doors, and it just has a lot of stopping power. There is no option. You can destroy a rampart wall and a Watson fence, but you can't do anything against Caustic barrels. Well, the biggest thing here that they're highlighting is that the Caustic barrels are going to be destroyable. Now, the thing is that we don't know how much damage, and once I have the ability to go in-game come launch on February 8th, I'll be sure to highlight that for all of you guys and showcase those changes. There are some major weapon changes, though, that are important to highlight here as well. After getting the 30-30 repeater, bow check, rampage, car SMG, and everything, there's a lot of guns that keep going in rotation, a lot of hop-ups, and a lot of changes. So what does this mean? Essentially, they're putting the alternator back in ground loot. In its place, the Volt SMG is going into the care package. So it means you'll no longer find the energy ammo submachine gun in ground loot. It's gone. They're highlighting the article. The flatline and longbow DMR are permanently being put into the replicator. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I mean, I guess if you love those guns, you're always going to be able to get them in some way, shape, or form. My concern now is that Loba has less of a use. If those are your guns, then you're not going to be able to just grab them by putting down your ult. You have to craft them. But it definitely does put an emphasis on crafting, so there is that. That's such a big change, though. I don't know. We're going to have to see how that plays out once we're able to play the game. New hop-ups that are coming for the RE45, P2020, and Mozambique are standard with the hammer point, but it's coming to the RE45. I've always said the RE45 was definitely weaker and had a weaker opportunity towards endgame. We're going to see how powerful that is going to be now going forward. It's going to be very interesting to see how strong, especially when it comes to arenas, the power that it potentially will have. Now the shatter caps will also change in Season 12 instead of being toggle. Putting this hop up on the 30-30 or bow check bow will cause these precision weapons to change to a shotgun like spread when firing from a hip fire. That's actually really interesting. Yeah, I actually really like that. That's actually really cool. Well, I mean, what if, I guess you would have to drop that, like, because with the bow check, I can land my shots. Like, I guess it depends. I guess, okay, I'll have to test that out. That's going to be really, really interesting, guys. I'm actually really curious to try that out. Very interested to try that out. The minute I do launch, we're going to put out a video on it. We're going to have to test that. All right, next one is called the Kinetic Feeder. This hop-up can go on the Peacekeeper or Triple Take. The Kinetic Feeder activates while you're sliding, taking ammo from your inventory and reloading into the chamber. So, I guess the longer you slide, the more bullets you rechamber. We'll test it out and see how it works when we actually get access to the game. And also, it says there's less time for the choke to charge. So, if you're playing aggressively, sliding down into the fight, then a lot of power to that. So high level, we talked about the Caustic Nerf crypto buff. We also discussed the changes that came to the guns in terms of care package, and also guns that are going to be put in the replicator permanently, as well as the hop-ups. So lots to unpack here. Very, very exciting. Hopefully you guys are excited. I think these changes are going to be really great for the game, honestly. I know people are going to disagree with me, but nonetheless, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. All right, so there was also this update that just was posted as well about the Sabotage Olympus Map update. So I'm going to tie this in with the article that was posted regarding the changes as well. So I'm going to timestamp this all for you guys and what we're discussing, just so you guys can get to the stuff that you're looking for. This is regarding the Olympus Map update, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably curious about. So some of the things that are happening, identifying their goals for Olympus was to expand the map, better rotation options, and new interactive map play spaces to attract players to new areas instead of, you know, us always landing in the same spots, essentially. So just creating more fun areas. Phase Driver, despite constant issues, Olympus has been a test bed for phase technology. Now they have a new device that can phase the entire map anywhere they want, and it worked too. Well, until now, it mysteriously malfunctioned. Okay, so it looks like they're getting rid of this. The Phase Driver is located in the newly expanded south side of the map. This new POA is large, but a circular flow and open environment around the center device creates various combat situations, not too hard to get too interesting after dropping. So we look, oh, okay, I see. So this is what they're referencing. This is a big change, and this is what we saw in the trailer. So when we take a look at it, definitely a big change there at that angle. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry, I didn't mean to confuse anybody. The Phase Driver is also interactive, so players can gain high tier loot from it from the below. Another interesting part of Phase Driver is all the new routing options on the side of the map and how it connects all surrounding POIs. Offers new ways for experience in purposeful ways. So we see on this side of the map, this is definitely from more, I guess, the south side, depending on which angle you're coming in from. And so instead of the driver there, okay, I see. That's interesting. More of a pathway instead of just being stuck here. I guess it's an area that we weren't really, I guess, utilizing as much before. And I do, yeah, I can see it. I can see the definite adjustment, so that makes sense. That's gonna, I actually think, like, if a zone ended here, I think it'll be a lot more fun compared to before. It just felt very open. A new chunk of island has replaced the empty curved highway bridge connecting the two areas, so positive. Interactive Phase Driver device. Although unstable, players can still interact with the Phase Driver when activated. 3 loot rollers will phase in. At least 1 gold tier ball is guaranteed each activation, so there's also going to be some loot. What's the reward without some risk? Therefore, each activation will make a loud noise. It makes sense, kind of like the, I guess when Lobo was stealing the loot, so I assume it's going to be that kind of loud from trials or whenever it's from a certain area. Next we have Terminal is the opening in the Phase Runner tube that siphons phase energy to help power the Phase Driver. Don't worry, the Phase Runner is still fine. Terminal is a large interior POI that acts as a new central routing area for the map. This 5 entry points and exterior elevated platforms. Terminal presence and effects on the surrounding area will change the way players flow and engage in open areas around labs and bonsai. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, I like that. That is definitely, it opens up this area between those two central spots, essentially giving more playroom instead of it just being one choke where you don't have anywhere really to go. You're giving yourself some options, some room, some play cover. I like that. That's also a really good area. It gives a lot more power to this. Is the balloon still here? I wonder if the balloon, I don't see the balloon. Did they mention in the article if they removed the balloon? That one I'm going to have to check. I don't see it as a reference. It could still be there. It could be just the angle in which the photo was taken. But nonetheless, interesting to see. Shifted grounds. To make room for the new Phase Driver and his components, they needed to expand. Okay, so let's see what they expanded in this area with this dropship. However, the Phase Driver unexpected malfunction. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Oh, okay. Wow, that's a massive change. Wow, look at that. That is pretty huge in terms of, like, I don't know. I guess I wasn't expecting that big of a change. I guess with Bonsai Icarus and Solar moving out further, along with the redesigns connecting interior, the connection between POIs and orbital cannon can now direct now, making orbital cannon not feel as isolated anymore. Yeah, I could see that. It definitely just provides more way of the land for just about everything. So I can see it being a nice positive shift. It's nice. It just creates this open feel, but at the same time creates more cover and opportunities across. So that's pretty cool. Honestly, if they keep making these type of changes are really, really solid. This one is very simple. I did kind of scroll through this a little earlier. This one's a very simple one. Instead of it just being one big choke point, you at least have a doorway there. It's a simple change, but it gives if there's a standoff with a team like they're mentioning in the article here. Many small tweaks and additions. There are a few chokes and scary areas that you have to go through Olympus. So let's see here. Yeah, so they're just making the choke point areas more accessible. So instead of just having the only option, okay, we have to go to height. What do we do if a team's up here? You can go through the zip. You can go on the back side. You can go on this side. At least there's options that are available for you instead of the limited nature that it was before. So that's nice. Overall, there's a lot of positives. Several quality of life have been implemented, including zip lines and other props around the map to help. Let's see here. To help props around the map to help non-mobile legends. Some unfair elevator areas were only accessible with mobile to characters that were blocked off. I guess that makes sense, like Valkyrie, Pathfinder could only get to. So they're definitely making those changes to make them more accessible for, let's say if you're playing Watson, Caustic, Rampart, adding more of a positive experience. So I'm going to wrap this up. I apologize, this video is a little longer. I thought it was going to be shorter, but nonetheless, again, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.